Name 3 ways that a plant operator can contribute in ensuring repeat business with the client or principal contractor. Answer: compliance with method statements, worker cooperation and safe working practices. 2. What is the meaning of the hand signal being demonstrated by the tester? Answer: refer to image chart. 3. What information does the dig envelope, also known as working range chart, give? Candidates may be shown a copy of a chart. Answer: the maximum reach and depth for a given dipper and boom combination. 4. If the machine's rated capacity, object handling capacity chart is not available for reference, what other method can be used to determine the machine's lifting capacity? Answer: latest versions of manufacturer's specifications and charts should only be used. 5. What is the definition of, or how can a hazard be described? Answer: a setting where exists a risk to property, environment, health or life. 6. Why should long loads be lifted using a swiveling type lifting accessory? Answer: to avoid unnecessary twisting of chains and slings by allowing the manual rotating of the load. 7. A. What is the purpose of a method statement? B. What is required of the operator? Answer: A. Documentation providing safe method of working on a particular task. B. Method statement compliance. 8. Give 2 reasons why, wherever possible, operators should excavate the ground in layers. Answer: damage potential to underground services reduced, efficient bucket fill. 9. If checking the oil level using a dipstick, why must gloves be worn? Answer: gloves can avoid oil on the controls and prevent skin complaints. 10. Where should the excavator's operator's manual be kept and why? Answer: on the machine where possible and a place where the operator has simple access. 11. If setting up to work in a pedestrianized area, state 3 factors that need to be taken into account. Answer: movement of the machine, the separation of pedestrians and working fumes. 12. In what situation does a hard hat not need to be worn when operating a 360 excavator? Answer: when in an enclosed structure meeting FOPS regulations. 13. What 3 main duties of the Health and Safety at Work Act must employees follow? Answer: A. Protect oneself and others from hazards created by one's actions. B. Cooperation with employers. C. Avoid interference, intentionally or recklessly, with health and safety issues. 14. When an object needs to be lifted on a site, what should be the first consideration? Answer: planning the lift by an authorized, appointed person. 15. State the purpose of the check valves located on the boom cylinder rams. Answer: check valves help prevent unintentional boom lowering during pressure drops. 16. Why are plant operators generally regarded as safety critical workers? What does this mean? Answer: the actions of these operators using machines can lead to serious health and safety issues. 17. Give 3 reasons why an oversized bucket should not be used when excavating. Give 3 reasons why an oversized bucket should not be used when excavating trenches to specification. Answer: increased backfilling. Answer: increased backfilling, extra spoil removal and longer excavation time. 18. With regards to lifting accessories, irrespective of who supplied the accessories, what 3 factors should be ensured before the accessories are used? Answer: the accessories have certificates, the correct accessory for the load involved and fully serviceable. 19. The operator is asked to excavate a new trench. State 5 different requirements that must be considered or implemented before work commences. Be considered or implemented before work commences. Answer: underground services, method statement, machine routes, authority to work and shoring specifications. 20. Accessories must only be attached to manufacturer's approved lifting points. Explain 3 possible consequences if the recommendations are not followed. Answer: A. Imbalance of load versus machine. B. Object or personnel struck by lifting equipment. C. Falling load. 21. The operator has to fit and use a new bucket using a quick hitch coupler that they are unfamiliar with. What do regulations, i.e., PUWER 98, and other guidance require the operator to have? Answer: appropriate training and relevant information for the particular equipment. 22. Cable avoidance tools. CATs can detect a variety of buried services. What type of material? Do they have limitations in locating? Answer: plastic services. 23. Explain all visual checks that must be carried out on all types of quick hitch bucket attaching systems before use. Answer: locking pins must be in the correct position, locking systems engaged, attachments and coupler damage-free. 24. If a hook is fitted to the machine for lifting purposes, what must be checked before use? Answer: hook SWL capacity correct for the particular lift. 25. A. What is the recommended minimum distance to be kept away from overhead power lines mounted on wooden poles when setting up the machine? And B. Explain why a distance should be kept. Answer: A. The tipping height of the trailer plus 9 meters. B. To prevent the arcing of electricity. 26. If both travel levers, or travel pedal for wheeled machines, are pushed forwards when the track motors, or driving wheels, are in front of the cab, in which direction would the machine move? Answer: to the rear. 27. When parking the machine at the end of the shift, name 3 places where the machine should not be parked. Answer: routes of access and egress, pedestrian ways and steep ground. 28. Using the lifting capacity diagram for A59. A. If the machine is equipped with a 2.5 meters long dipper, what is A. If the machine is equipped with a 2.5 meters long dipper, what is the maximum lifting capacity in tons at a 6 meters radius? Reach over the sides of the track with load at 3 meters high. B. In principle, if a longer dipper is fitted, what effect does A. If the machine is equipped with a 2.5 meters long dipper, what is the maximum lifting capacity in tons at a 6 meters radius? Reach over the sides of the track with load at 3 meters high. B. In principle, if a longer dipper is fitted, what effect does that have on the lifting capacity, assuming same size bucket and machine configuration? Answer. The diagram will be provided by the tester at the test. 29. Why should different soils be segregated during excavating? Answer. Suitability for reuse elsewhere. 30. If the operator has to top up the hydraulic oil, state 2 precautions to ensure cleanliness of the system. Answer. Clean transfer equipment and cleaning of the filler cap prior to removal. 31. If a yellow-colored marker tape is unearthed during excavating, which 2 types of services could this indicate? Answer. Electricity and gas. 32. Explain the purpose of a lift plan. Answer. An instruction to relevant personnel, ensuring the safe movement of the load. 33. Using the operator's manual, state the cold starting procedure for the machine. Note, the operator's manual for the machine being used for the test must be made available for reference by the candidate. Answer. According to the manual, note, the page number of the manual will be quoted by the candidate verbally. 34. Give 2 examples of where the work at height regulations may apply to 360 excavator operations. Answer. Boom maintenance and cab access. 35. What makes up the total, or gross weight of a load that is to be lifted? Answer. Couplers, accessories, bucket and the load. 36. Why is it important that the bucket attachment is lowered and engine switched off before the operator exits the cab? Answer. To prevent lowering, falling equipment and for machine stability. 37. Name 4 different types or levels of disciplinary actions or sanctions that can be applied by employers and judicial bodies to plant operators who do not comply with or follow legislation and regulations. Answer. Prosecution, dismissal, written warnings and verbal warnings. 38. If the accessory attachment point is not part of the bucket, give 2 reasons why it should be removed. Answer. Weight reduction and enhanced visibility. 39. Apart from the operator, who else may need to use the machine's operator's manual? Answer. Planning and maintenance staff, supervisors and drivers. 40. When must a banksman, signaller be used before moving an excavator? Answer: conditions when the operator cannot see the direction of travel. 41. Describe one physical method of checking that a bucket is fully secured to the quick hitch. Coupler prior to work. Answer: implement rotation through complete range. 42. If the operator has loaded the machine onto a transporter, trailer on behalf of a driver, what checks must be carried out before they leave the cab? Answer: the components of the machine, i.e. buckets etc., are in the agreed position, ground hydraulically operated components and remove pressure, fully shut the windows and cab doors. 43. Manufacturers' lifting or object handling capacity charts apply, in all known cases, when the machine is level. What is the effect if a load is lifted a traveled, facing downhill slope? Answer: instability caused by an increase of radius. 44. What is the purpose of a rated capacity indicator, RCI, or load movement indicator, LMI? Answer: warns of exceeded rated capacity. 45. Using the operator's manual, state the figure for setting track tension. For wheeled units, state the tire's operating pressure. Note: the operator's manual for the machine being used for the test must be made available for reference by the candidate. Answer: as in the manual. Note: the page number of the manual will be quoted by the candidate verbally. 46. The safe working load limit, SWL, or working load limit, WLL, of a multi-leg chain sling only applies in what two conditions or configurations? Answer: equal leg lengths and at 90 degrees to each other. 47. How can a qualification or card benefit a plant operator? Answer: proving of skills, prospects of employment and promotion. 48. The operator has been asked to drive the machine onto a transporter, trailer. A. Who is responsible for the loading operations? B. State 4 actions to be considered by the operator before loading commences. Shutdown. Answer: A. The transporter driver, and B. Ground support, trailer ramp condition, ramp grip and incline, overhead and other proximity hazards, positioning on the trailer, machine configuration for loading, condition of the machine for loading, direction for travel onto trailer etc. 49. What is the nearest distance allowed to gas pipes when excavating with a machine? Answer: 0.5 meters. 50. If traveling with a load, name 5 factors that must be taken into account by the operator before moving. Answer: weather conditions suitable, access route is clear, clear of overhead hazards, authorized operation, ground conditions favorable and correct machine configuration. 51. What factors determine the shoring requirements of a trench? Answer: depth, weather conditions and soil type. 52. Describe 2 actions to be taken for an open trench at the end of a working day. Answer: open trench signs and physical barriers. 53. What is the purpose of a roll or ROPS frame? Answer: to offer a degree of protection during rollover. 54. What is the purpose of the counterweight of the machine? Answer: reduction of overturning potential affected by the reach and boom height. 55. Who determines the lifting, object handling capacity of the machine? Answer: machine's manufacturer. 56. Why must excavator operators not begin to load vehicles until the forward tipping dumper driver is clear of the machine? Answer: to prevent injury to the driver by loader-machine contact. 57. If the load inadvertently or accidentally lands, what course of action should be taken? Answer: alignment of ropes must be checked. 58. On a semi-automatic quick hitch bucket attaching system, A. What is the purpose of the safety pin, and B. What checks must be made to the pin before use? Answer: A. To prevent the unclasp of the latch system. B. Locked position and correct place. 59. What needs to be inspected on a quick hitch coupler when attaching lifting accessories to lift slung loads? Answer: locking system engaged in the correct position and appropriate weight and size of attachments. 60. What are the possible outcomes if being prosecuted by judicial bodies for not complying with legislation and regulations? Answer: imprisonment, fine, a case dismissal. 61. What does the Health and Safety at Work Act require employers to do, specifically regarding plant? Answer: ensure plant is safe and maintained. 62. If a trench has a depth of 2.0 meters, A. What is the minimum distance to maintain from the edge of the trench when placing spoil, and B. Explain why. Answer: 2.0 meters minimum. B. To avoid trench collapse. 63. Why must the controls be isolated before each load can be attached or disconnected by the slinger? Answer: to avoid injury risk to the slinger through accidental control operation. 64. List 6 typical subject areas that should be covered in a site induction. Answer: lifting operations, first aid, escape routes, working in confined spaces, working at height, and method statements. 65. On both tracked and wheeled types. A. What differs between lifting over the side compared to over the front and rear of the machine? B. Explain why. Answer: A. Machine stability. B. The center of gravity is taken nearer to the outer edge of the footprint of the machine. 66. What particular and specific hazards can affect the stability of the machine when working on old industrial brownfield sites? Answer: soft ground and existing workings. 67. What is the purpose of a risk assessment? Answer: to place control measures on identified hazards. 68. When working in a confined area or space, A. What danger can be present with regards to the counterweight of the machine? B. When should measures be taken? C. What measures must be implemented? Answer. A. The gap may be reduced to less than 600 mm. B. Sufficient clearance ensured. C. Prevent access. 69. Why should an excavator be refueled at the end of the day? Answer. Reduction of space for build-up of condensation. 70. What is regarded as the danger or hazard zone during a lifting operation? Answer. Areas within the machine radius, above or underneath the load. 71. Before manually changing any bucket, A. Where should the bucket be positioned, in relation to the ground before removing the final pin, and B. Why? Answer. A. On the ground, and B. To prevent striking of personnel. 72. Name 3 ways in which an operator can minimize their impact upon the environment whilst using the machine. Answer. Reduced engine speeds, work efficiency, maintenance of the machine, or avoiding spillages. 73. Which parts of the machine is the radius for lifting measured from? Answer. From the center of the hook to the center of the slew ring. 74. Why must the seatbelt be worn, even with the cab door closed? Answer. Operator will be held stable in the seat during rollover. 75. What effect can a swinging load have upon an excavator? Answer. Instability caused by radius increase. 76. Give 4 reasons that may cause the machine to tip over, forwards and/or sideways. Answer. Traveling on a slope, traveling fast on turning, soft tires, operating with uneven load, high loads. 77. If setting up to excavate in a confined area, name 2 things should be taken into account before starting. Answer. Proximity hazards and spoil placing. 78. Before lowering into or moving a drag box into a trench, what trench-related checks must be made? Answer. All personnel are clear. 79. If attaching accessories to a quick hitch coupler, give 2 reasons why the coupler should be tilted in the downward position, ram extended. Answer. To ease reattachment and avoid unwanted pivoting. 80. Name 2 types of equipment used to ensure that excavation levels, measurements and positions are to the required specification. Answer. Laser levelers and height sensor indicators. 81. Why should the slewing direction be to the left wherever possible? Answer. The right side is often obscured by the boom. 82. Before leaving the cab for a rest break, after parking and switching off the machine, what final action must be carried out? Answer. Machine isolation. 83. If the excavator is carrying out deep excavating work using the full working range, what hazard may occur? Answer. Excavation beneath the machine itself. 84. When slewing with a load, where should the operator be looking? Answer. Ahead of the load's direction. 85. If the machine is being traveled or working on the public highway, including adjacent pavements and verges, the Road Traffic Act applies. A. What type of license and which classes should the operator hold, and B. What is the minimum age allowed? Answer A. Approved driving license with Class B and Class H if tracked. B. Age 21 years 86. According to legislation, when a check valves and a rated capacity a load moment indicator required. Answer. If the machine is being used as a crane and is under the relevant directive's scope. 87. During work, the engine starts to overheat. Explain the danger if someone tries to remove the radiator or expansion tank cap. Answer. Hot pressurized coolant can spray, causing injury.